If you are curious about traditional grip, then you've clicked on the right video because this is the traditional grip tutorial. Remember to like, subscribe, to come back and get more of this kind of content every Tuesday. I've taught well over 1,000 drum lessons to people just like you, and I can show you too. I am Gabriel, and you are watching Drum Tip Tuesday. Without further delay, let's get into this thing. I'm going to present it in 5 parts, all right? First part, hand position. Second part, drum angle. Third part, wrist rotation. Fourth part, arm motion. And then part number 5, just wrapping it up with why. Some personal thoughts I have about why I hold the sticks the way I do. First things first, hand position. To compare it with what you're probably using, if you're watching this video, you probably play match grip and you're looking for a way to play traditional grip. When you think about your match grip, you're thinking about your balance between the hands as being right to left, okay? I'd like you to just do a little paradigm shift with me and just go over, under. Not right, left, but over, under. Think of that yin and yang symbol, all right? Over, under is the balance. Infinite range of motion, all right? The technique. There's a fulcrum. First thing we do is we establish a point of fulcrum, right? Running between the thumb and this part of the hand, right there. This hand is under. Remember, over, under. Your right hand's over, your left hand's under. You put 2 fingers on top of the stick, 2 fingers underneath. The ring finger is supporting the stick. The pinky is supporting the ring finger. The middle finger and the index finger are providing finger control, if you will. All right, that's your basic stroke. Now then, let's discuss drum angle. And everything from now on is just going to be making provision for the left hand in this position. It seems to me that people kind of give up on it because they forget all the things that they learned about playing their drums match grip. You made provision for your hands in this position. Now you need to make provision for your hands in this position, right? Not a big deal. Drum angle is the first thing. Just take a look at the left hand. You're going to want to angle the drum the same way that the left hand approaches the drum. Yeah? So forward and to the right. Right where your left hand's pointing, there. That's how your drum is angled. What that does is 2 things. If you're playing snare drum exclusively, it allows the bead to have a nice point of contact with the center of the head. Yeah? Won't be slicing the drum real weak, real nice and strong. And then when you're playing drum set, it'll allow you to get a nice crack on the snare drum by hitting the thing that we do, the rim and the bead in the center of the stick to make that typical rock backbeat. More about that in a minute, okay? But that's your drum angle right there, right with the left hand. That's the first provision. Next provision, wrist rotation. Let's think of this real simple at first, but it's just a mindset. The right hand, the wrist moves in this way, yeah? Left hand, it rotates. But that's just the idea. That's the very basics of it. It's very fundamental. So what I'll see people do after I explain that is they'll say, okay, right hand is good. We got that. Left hand, and they're kind of hinged here. They can't seem to lift the hand. Well, you have to make provision for it once again. Notice how your right hand, you naturally kind of lift it up to do that. You wouldn't do this, right? Left hand, after you get over the idea of where the fingers are and that the wrist rotates, allow your arm to move, right? Right? Now, speaking of arms, I move the arms mostly in two ways. They all flow together, all right? Like infinite range of motion. But it seems like there is two typical ways that I move the arm. The first one is pivoting halfway through the forearm, all right? So here's your forearm, midway point. If you hold on to that and you kind of move the elbow in and the elbow in, elbow out, right at this point here, you notice it just kind of, it moves as if you're kind of pinned halfway through the forearm. The same thing for the right hand, and this is where the technique kind of comes together, right? From right to left. The elbow goes in, the stick goes up. The elbow goes out, the stick goes down. Same thing with the left hand. Elbow in, stick up, elbow out, stick down. Right? Now, that's for when my hands are spending a majority of their time close to the drum. Okay, a majority of the time close to the drum. In other words, stuff that's like this. Right? It's not moving that much, you know, but it's moving just enough so that it allows the stick to move through its full range of motion. Well, not its full range of motion, because that would be when my hands are further away from the drum, which brings me to this. When the hands are further away from the drum, I incorporate something, and most people do it even if they don't call it this, especially when you play drum set. It's called like a molar stroke, right? I think we've all heard about that, but it's just when the bead trails the stick, all right? Elbow, arm, wrist, bead, and even as the bead is leaving the drum, the elbow's already on its way down, like a big whip. Right? Same thing with the left. Elbow, wrist, arm, stick, bead of the stick, elbow's already down when this is coming down. Where this comes in handy is when I'm playing drum set, obviously. As a matter of fact, I feel like I am much, much stronger when I play rock. And it sounds like just the opposite of what you've heard, you know. Match grip is for rock and traditional grip is for jazz. I think, I know, I can hit the drum way stronger, more consistently with my hand, my left hand under the stick, catching the rim, than I can as if I'm having the the left hand pushed down. For me, this position is an advantage. It's just, especially when you do that molar stroke, that whip, that's nice. I can really get a lot of mileage out of that. So that's about all there is to it. You can't get caught up in the details of it. Once you learn how to manipulate the stick in the hand, you sit there and you practice a little bit with the fingers. You take a look at the fulcrum and you just play with that a little bit. Make sure your elbow's coming in and out with your hand going up and down. Trying to do the whip. The next thing you do is just incorporate. Try some of the things that you already do. Go through your rudiments. Try to play a simple backbeat, you know, angle your snare drum like that on drum set, and try to play a simple rock beat like that. I think you'll find that you like it. Watch Stewart Copeland. Now, I understand he has a slight variation on traditional grip, but essentially it's traditional grip, one hand over, one hand under. Which brings me to part 5. But before we go on, a question. What's your favorite method of grasping the sticks? Match grip, traditional grip, French grip? No wrong answer. Comment below. First things first, when I play drum set, I find I can just open up on the snare drum when I play with my left hand under. The next thing is, and this goes back a ways, when I was a kid, I idolized the drum lines of DCI, Drum Corps International. I grew up on that stuff. It was like the Super Bowl of marching bands. I idolized them. I eventually got to march, which was great, and it just comes back to what you Emphasize what you like, what makes you feel like you on the instrument. Don't play a grip. Play music. Don't obsess about where your hands are. Think about what's happening with the rest of the band. If you like traditional, play traditional. If you like match, play match. One of my favorite drummers actually plays a very bizarre version. He plays butt and French. And if you want to develop superior hand technique, then click the link below this video to get Hands, my free ebook, which contains the best 3 exercises to develop fast, clean drumming. And as always, remember to like, subscribe, and check out one of these videos next.